as an act of grace, as an amazing act of grace, we turn within. And as an amazing act of grace, we have no fear. We have no fear in encountering, coming face to face with any shadow in myself that may be covering over the presence of love. As I begin upon my great path of awakening, my spiritual growth, I certainly do not desire anything to hinder my awakening, my spiritual growth. And therefore, the very, very first thing I wish to inwardly acknowledge, perfection is the source of my existence. As the Christ has taught, we are here to individualize the source of our existence, to individualize that perfection. Actually, perfection already abides within our spirit, our consciousness, our soul. It's just that all the shadows of being human have covered over that love, that perfection. And the very first thing I wish to begin with is acknowledging that perfection is the source of my existence, and it is the only predestination. I accept that within me and underneath me and deep within my being is that perfection of life, light, and love, with no blemish and no shadows. And so as I accept this idea, my next idea is that I am ready. I am ready to release some of the human shadows that have attached themselves to my emotional and mental body and may be playing out in various ways in my physical body and world. Today, with a son, I recognize that there are ideas out in the world by many people that there is a validity to shame and guilt. The awakening truth is there is never a time that guilt and shame is valid. Deep breath. And if any part of me, even at an unconscious level, has accepted that shame and guilt is valid, I now reject it. I reject that idea, knowing that yes, people are and must be held accountable to their actions, whatever those consequences may be. But we as a race can do that without entertaining those negative ego impulses of shame and guilt. So now that I know my position there, I recognize that if I am not expressing perfection, if I am not expressing the love, the light, the life of my true God nature, then there must be some human shadows that have entered my mind, my thinking, my attitudes, human shadows less than love that have entered my emotional body, my feeling side of life, and then my body and world where those shadows act out. Today, that I may advance more quickly, fully awaken, and achieve Christ consciousness quickly with the help of the Christ and Mother Akasha and the Masters and my angels. Today, I choose to consciously release from myself the two ego pillars that support the maintenance of every shadow, that support the shadows that cover over the presence of love. Those shadows being shame and guilt. Today, I am making a conscious choice to release those two strong human emotions. And I recognize they may be stronger in me than I have even experienced or thought about or felt. That they may be strong at a very unconscious level. And therefore I speak to every level of my consciousness. That I am desiring to release, to be free of guilt and shame. And the greatest tool life has given me is that of forgiveness. Through forgiveness, I am given the power of redemption, to redeem myself. And presently, because there may be shame or guilt so deep, today I am asking for help. Help to forgive myself. And I look to my own heart. I look to Mother Mary, who's offered to assist us, to help us to forgive. And I look to the Mother Father presence and consciousness of life within me and all around me and everywhere transcendent. Mother Father, I ask that you penetrate my individual consciousness and release to my full awareness such a potent stream of divine love and cosmic light. A stream of divine love and cosmic light that passes through my consciousness, my awareness, enters my mind, my heart, my body. And that stream of love and light, I ask it to reach deeply into my mental body, reach deeply into my emotional body. And if shame and guilt has attached itself magnetically to my personal will, I ask that these streams of divine love and cosmic light and the sacred fire itself be directed deep into my mental body, my feeling, my emotional body, and undo any of those qualities and emotions of shame and guilt. I forgive myself for holding judgment against myself. I forgive myself for allowing myself to feel shame. I forgive myself for allowing myself to feel guilt. These are not part of the natural qualities of life. They are impermanent human qualities and shadows, and they have most likely limited me, influenced my life in ways I am not aware. I am ready for success and victory in every aspect of my life. I am ready that my light, my love, be pure of all shadows. And I call upon Mother Akasha and Papa Sun to help me to forgive myself. I call upon them to help me and to strengthen me to 100% forgive and 100% let go, 100% release any qualities and feelings of guilt and shame that have come from the human conditioning of just being in this world. Deep breath. I am accepting my divinity. I am accepting that perfection is my destination and predestination. I am accepting that under all human shadows of stress and worry and anxiety, are the deeper, the potent human shadows that destroy life. Those shadows of guilt and shame. And by the grace of the God I am, by the act of grace, by the source of my existence, as a grace by the divine will of my beingness, for eternity, I am letting go of these two human potent qualities and emotions through the power of forgiveness. I forgive myself. And I forgive all human life that has carried and registered and believes in these emotions. And by the power of every unfed flame in me, by the power of the sacred fire, I successfully release all shame and guilt that has ever touched and colored my life with less than love. And as my mind, my emotions are freed of these potent human impulses, I am free now. I am free to experience the greater light, the greater love, the greater will, the greater joy that has always been within me, perhaps covered over, not now. I joyfully forgive. And help is here, helping me to forgive, to let go, to release, that I may move forward in greater freedom. I enter the sacred silence. And during this sacred silence, I am aware that all divine forces that I have called upon are helping me now in the sacred silence to release, to let go, to forgive. I deserve a life free of all shadows. Now let go. Suspend your thoughts. Be open and receptive. And allow all the divine forces within you and those who have hurt you to step in and let this be the most profound releasing of the two strongest human ego qualities, to be free of them. Relax. You can do this. You deserve this. By the grace of life itself. Be free now of all shadows that have covered over your inner joy, your strong mind, and your ability to love. Be open to allowing love's eternal presence to be that powerful magnetic force that draws such love, greater love, into your life. And know that this work may be ongoing for a few days. Know that once you have your files, you can go back into this meditation, this forgiving, releasing meditation as often as you wish.